So, welcome to the Lawn Stars, everybody. Oh boy, what a beautiful day. Another beautiful, beautiful day here in Tennessee, I must say. It was a little bit chilly. I'm already getting too hot for this jacket, so that's coming off quick. Anyway, I just want to let you know right here off the bat that I am not quitting making Finster videos, so don't freak out, okay? I just haven't had time here the past couple of days. Been really busy, and it's just a little bit easier to make these than it is those. This is the honest truth. But speaking of Finster, someone had a comment in the last video, and I know it was tongue-in-cheek. It was funny. They were being funny, but it made me think about it. And they said that I should get in a Isuzu truck and I wouldn't have to worry about leaving the jack down like I did in the last video. And but it made me think about it. By the way, I did roll it back up. I did roll it back up only because I made a thing about it in the video and it made me remember it in my noggin. But anyways, geez, been doing Finster too long. Anyway, yeah, it made me think about the Isuzu trucks and their ilk, you know, the ones like that. And I think that if that's your only thing that you don't have a trailer floating around somewhere or whatever, I think it's kind of a dangerous thing to do in a way, because if something happens to it, if it breaks down, then your trailer's broke down and your truck's broke down at the same time, if that makes sense. Because like when my truck broke down a couple of times last year, I was able to go rent luckily there's a place around here that I could rent a work truck. Because a lot of places you can't just go rent a truck at like your regular rental places because they won't let you tow things with them. But sometimes they have a division where it's for work trucks. And yeah, it came in real handy. I think it was Enterprise Truck Division or whatever it's called. But yeah, if I'd had one of those and I was having to have that fixed, then I would have had a real conundrum, because I wouldn't have had a trailer unless I had a trailer. If that makes any sense at all. Let's say I just had that and didn't have any of these trailers. Yeah, that would have been quite the deal there. So there's that. Yes, I would not suggest, unless you have a spare trailer around somewhere, to solely use one of those. I just wouldn't, I just wouldn't. What else do I want to talk about? I had a pretty interesting, well, it would have been more interesting than today. I'll make a video today. I'll shoot some footage today, but I don't know how interesting it's going to be, because I hadn't even decided which one to do, because they're, I don't know, there's just none of them that's mildly interesting. But yesterday we had to weed eat a whole lot, because we do a lot of stuff for this person, and we do this one every once in a while when I feel like doing it, because it's just a pain in the rear to do. But I hadn't done it. I've been putting it off this year, okay? Hadn't done it. And so we went to do it, and unfortunately, for some reason, this lot, all the water from every yard in this whole place drains into this area, I think, because unless there's a major drought happening at the time, it's always wet, always soaking wet. And yesterday was no exception. It was like just a swamp. So yeah, you got to get out there and weed eat it. because you can't get a mower on it. Can't even get the 36 inch on it. Occasionally I can get the 36 inch on it, only because, like I said, unless if it's a drought, then I can do it. But yeah, that would have been more interesting, you know, than today's. But I'll probably end up doing another lot. Okay, just big old empty lot, and I'll probably take some footage of that. And let me think, what else can I tell you about? Okay, that was a way for me to just stop the camera and think of something to say. But anyway, yeah. Finster. What do I think about Finster getting the dingo that he's supposedly getting? Why does he need it? You know, well, here's the thing. If you're getting it for free or highly discounted for whatever reason, just say that, you know, say, you know, they're giving us this and we're going to review it and show it to you a lot, and it's product provided. You know, a lot of channels do that. They say if a product's provided, they say product provided right there on the screen. And I like that. You know, it's at least it's being honest. So if he is for some reason getting it like that, he should say that. If not, why in the world would he buy it? You know, it's such a waste of money. The guy seems to just waste a lot of geetus. Would you agree or not? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, he something else, man. I don't know why he would buy it. What does he use it for? What's he going to use it for? You know, it's just kids, do not emulate Finster, okay? Also about the more about the tall grass fellows. You know, had some comments, you know, like of course the typical, anytime you say anything, your thoughts, I mean, I'm allowed to say my thoughts, right, about what people do. And one thing I like about this channel, it gives you a platform to share your thoughts as well about these people, because you can't do it on theirs. So yeah, I'm allowed to say it, but you know, you always get the typical, people think they're being original, but it's always, oh, you're jealous, you're this, you're that, and the other thing. No, not jealous, I wouldn't call it. I just like, here's the thing, and I've said this in the past on videos, I have a really bad thing, okay, with having your cake and eating it too. That's me. It's a flaw of mine. You know, I've got many flaws, but that's one of my many flaws, is that, I guess, is that I, you know, I can't stomach someone having their cake and eating it too. So to me, that's kind of what that is. I mean, you're acting like you're doing this for free, but you're actually making way more money than a normal person would go out. And if you went out, if you went out to this little old lady's yard, and or whoever it is, and you clean it up, and you actually got paid for it, what you would normally get paid, you're not going to get anywhere near, if their crap is legit with their channels, you're not going to get anywhere near, not even in the same universe of what they're getting paid. I mean, you're not going to get paid thousands and thousands for doing this yard, for getting, you know, if they get millions of views or whatever, you know what I mean? You're just not going to do it. Oh, by the way, speaking of money, in the last video that we did where I was telling you how much we make and all that, now keep in mind, this was usually our videos are shorter, so they, you know, they tend to not generate as much money as someone that makes long drawn out videos, but that video was long. It was freaking like 30 minutes or whatever it was. And I'll tell you how much we made on it. I looked it up this morning. It's like $6 and something. Shh, don't tell anybody, they'll think we're rich. But yeah, so that's kind of funny. In the vein of transparency there, just sharing that with you. If we ever make a lot of money on a video, I'll tell you too. But guess what? I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh man. Anyway, but yeah, we're not jealous, and you know, I would just like to see people either have their cake or eat their cake, not have it and eat it. Come on, man. That's a bunch of, I tell you what's a bunch of, this right here. That's what it's a bunch of it. But anyway, come along with us as we traverse across the great expanse of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we're gonna go do this lot, and hopefully you'll come along with us and watch it. And I'll probably put some little weird facts in there for you to read if you want while we're doing it. And then I'll chitty chat with you a little afterwards. So let's go. Come on, let's do it. Alrighty then. You know what? I almost forgot to record that lot. In fact, I remembered it when we were part of the way through it. You know, I'd already mowed down by the road. My son had already basically got done with the weed eating. So then I remembered it. So I did set up the tripod and got what was left, you know, anyway. And now I would like to introduce you to Daisy. Yeah, Daisy's a lion. She's a big old English Mastiff. And yeah, so anyway, that's where the doo-doo came from earlier in the video. She's good at that, aren't you, Daisy? You're very good at doo-dooing. You know, like I said, you know, this is one of the no BS lawn care videos, and you know, people do not like to hear the truth. I don't know if they can hear me for your breathing, Daisy. People don't like to hear the truth for different reasons. You know, it can be, you know, either, you know, they don't want to be busted, or the people that watch them, you know, don't want their bubble bursted. You know, they want to keep living a fantasy world where you know, Finster is a big business guy that's a good family man, straight shooter. But you know, don't always work that way. But yeah, people don't like it. And we've had trouble over the years with that. And we had some guys, you know, that caused us a little bit of trouble. And you know, I was telling people back then, I was like, these guys are bad. You know, we were telling everybody these guys are bad people and all this stuff. And then you had people making videos with them, and you know, posting pictures of them with them, or having them on their lives or whatnot. And they thought it was all cute. But you know, sometimes time proves what was right and what was wrong. And you know, we were portrayed as sometimes by certain people as these bad people, but a couple of those guys are in prison now. Yeah, one of them for xenoing his wife and xenoing with a child around, and another one for busted a couple of times for hammer and weapons and child molestation and shit. So I'm gonna bleep that last word out because they probably will not let me. I'm gonna bleep some of that out because they might not let me put that on YouTube. But yeah, you know, bad people. One thing we are is honest, right? Right, Daisy? Yeah, one thing we are is honest about things. And sometimes, what's wrong? Sometimes, you know, that don't go down well. But it's the truth, you know? So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. And hope to see you next time. And until next time.
They don't comment or even like.
Right. Hi guys. I just wanted to bring this to your attention.